Hey Dan, do you know what Transformers needed?
What?
Tits.
I mean, they have RC, don't they?
No, but for real though, it's just some stupid Well, I say stupid. I'm not going to judge it. Some waifu figure of waifu Megatron that's coming out, which
Why didn't they just use regular Megatron? He's already hot.
because they
he's
have
his best
used.
girl. Well, actually, no, he's second best girl. It's Starscream's best girl.
No, Starscream is never best girl.
Starscream's my best girl.
Yeah, your waifu's trash. It's not my fault. Your waifu is actual scrap though. But I'll give you this: Megatron does have those luscious lips.
It's true. But I guess that's a thing. I mean, I was at the because we'll be talking about Gundam a bit today. I was at my this is funny enough. I went to the Gundam store, and then the witch stuff showed up in my timeline after. But there's a Gundam hobby model kit store around where I live, and I picked up a couple of kits because I got a gift card for my birthday. But
Nice.
it was the O and the Hainu.
Was it the Big O?
No, just the O.
The Big O.
Because basically now I now have basically a line for the original 3 shows in a movie. So because I have the O, I have the Sazabi, the Hamon's Cubile, the regular new Gundam, Zeta, Double Zeta, and the Grandpa.
Poor Grandpa Gundam. It's not his fault someone challenged him for his precious Blue Eyes White Dragon card.
Now there's a commission that I don't feel like spending the money for. Just a picture of him losing to fucking Kaiba, the fucking Grandpa Gundam.
I kind of said this to Sabo, so it's a good thing he's not here. But I did say, because obviously with Takahashi's death, it was a lot of things were sort of remembered. Like there was the art trade he did with the Hellboy creator.
Yeah. And then there's obviously the Bobobo one.
And there was also he did a strip for a Marvel crossover with Jump.
Huh.
And it involved Spider-Man battling a character whose name I forget. But basically the original premise was going to be Kaiba versus Iron Man, and Marvel vetoed that. So
well, I understand why, because Kaiba would have won.
Yeah, because Kaiba 100% would have beat him. It's he would just be Stark, you're a third-rate billionaire with a fourth-rate suit.
And when they realized that was going to happen, Marvel went, no!
Oh, here it is. So instead he had Spider-Man fight a guy called Kaio, who summons Devil Metal Eyes.
Fine.
But yeah, it could not have had Iron Man versus Kaiba because, well...
It'd be too one-sided, honestly.
Yeah. See, that's the problem, is you couldn't have Kaiba exist in any of the MCU stuff, because he would have beaten Thanos. It's oh, you have a glove that uses the powers of the cosmos? Ha, you pathetic bitch. I have a glove that uses the power of my own ego.
Literally, Thanos would go to snap, and then there'd be a card stuck between his fingers, so he can't snap. What? I can't snap! And then he drops the card, I'll try again, and then there's another card there. He's God damn it! And then he goes again, the gauntlet's missing. Because he's got knocked off with a card.
So anyway, Infinity War would have been one movie in about 10 minutes.
I mean, the same thing would happen if you had Bugs Bunny there too.
Oh no, I think we would have definitely had a scene of Daffy going, "I don't feel so good," and he just has indigestion or something.
Well, see, what Bugs Bunny would have done is he would have set up a TSA checking station, and then would have berated Thanos into taking off the metal gauntlet. That's what would have happened. I've seen that comic; yeah. It's really fucking funny. So anyway, I did see I think you watched it too right before we started the trailer for Witch of Mercury. Personally, I like the look of it. I like that the robots look like they aren't CGI.
Yeah, a lot of the shots do look either good, like well composited, or
They're either like really well done CGI or they're traditionally animated. Which I mean, I'll take well done CGI, where I don't really notice it, or obviously traditional. I'll take either or versus what we usually get.
hmm.
But
As I said, the overall art style and the mecha designs do remind me of Gundam Age, which in of itself isn't a deal breaker, but it's definitely something of the.
I don't know about Age, but I know it has some of a lot of the designers who worked on Iron Blood Orphans on the character designs and mecha designs.
It's weird
And
then.
also Rigusta G as well.
Yeah. That would require remembering Ryuga or Rekka, G Rekka, and I can't be asked with that.
That's
fair.
fair.
Too much effort. It has a cool theme song though.
G Rekka is pretty bad. I don't like G Rekka.
It has a good theme song at least.
Look at see which jets I haven't unlocked yet. Oh, let's unlock that first. Okay,
yeah. Oh yeah, Bayo 3 trailer dropped yesterday. Got randomly, and they were like, "Hey, it comes out in October." It's like, wow, we went from no news to the game's basically out.
Yeah.
I mean, overall the trailer's like, yeah, it's kind of Bayo. There's a few things where I'm a bit iffy on.
I did see, if you look at the back, her suit is held together by a little cat.
Yeah, it's neat. There's always like neat design details with Platinum stuff. I guess the main thing, well, but I guess I'll say the thing that's not actually about the game that's been annoying me, but about people of just saying, "Oh my god, you can see Lappy in the background from Astral Chain. Oh my god, is this a Platinum expanded universe?" It's like, no, that's just what Platinum does. They just throw in dumb references to things they've done before.
It's what a lot of Japanese companies do, where they just like to throw in references to other games that they've made. Like, was it like Breath of Fire 3, the tournament section in the crowd, Sakura from Street Fighter's there because that game came out around time like the Alpha series is out, and Sakura was like the big poster girl for the Alpha series. It doesn't mean that it's part of the Street Fighter universe. She's just there because it's fun. Not everything has to be an expanded universe, fuckos.
I mean, when Luca in the first game starts listing off all of the girls who would be upset if he vanished, like Trish and Sylvia and Ami, I don't think he's actually talking about. I'm pretty sure he's not talking about the characters from those Capcom games that Platinum definitely doesn't have the rights to. It's just I mean, I get it to an extent. People just
like crossovers are fun, but like it's not always like a thing,
Plus, also, it's like it's just not a thing, and it's not how and it's. It'd be one thing if like this had ever come up before, but it's like no, Platinum just kind of does this weird stuff. It's like how they have Bayonetta appear in Anarchy Reigns, and Anarchy Reigns is like a soft sequel, not really, to Mad World.
Yeah, and a lot of it's just something that like is more common still in Japanese games, though Western games used to do it, where they would like just have like a reference to another game of theirs.
Sabo joined, then vanished. It's like, hey, in one of the many things, I'll sit here and rag about Uncharted 4 forever because I think it was a miserable game that didn't need to exist. But at least they had a Guybrush Threepwood cameo. Yeah. And until like a month ago, that was the most we ever thought we'd ever get out of Monkey Island ever again.
And it showed up again.
And now Monkey Island's back, maybe in Pog form.
It's a strange art style. I'm not really a fan of the art style, but whatever.
Hi, Sabo.
Hello, Sabo.
I was having trouble with one of my 3 fridges.
Oh.
Is it running?
Don't you answer that.
No, it wasn't running.
Oh. So I guess you didn't need to go catch it then.
No, I didn't need to go catch it. I needed to save everything that had thawed inside.
You know, that's the original fucking a Candace joke right there.
I thought the original one was, hey, if you got Prince Albert in the can, you better let him out then. I don't get it, but I just remember that being the other one of those jokes you heard on like numerous times. And I'm like, Prince Albert in a can? That's ridiculous. There's no Prince Albert.
I like how there's a running meme of Asuka from Evangelion doing the Geno Candace and then just getting destroyed by various things.
Oh, wow. As
So
so
Prince
she
Albert-
deserves.
Prince Albert was a very popular brand of tobacco, first made in 1907.
Oh,
Huh.
well, I don't smoke, so now that's just even
So
even weirder.
people would call back in the early days of telephones as the original prank. You'd call a drugstore and be like, "You have Prince Albert in a can?" "Yes." "Well, then you better let him out." Ho 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 ho. And then it kind of, since nobody actually uses chewing tobacco anymore, it kind of died.
Back in my day, the prank calls we did was to ask if someone could call out for "I'm a stupid moron with an ugly face and a big butt, and my butt smells, and I like to kiss my own butt."
My crotch! My crotch!
That's the
Has
only one I
anybody
remember
seen
from-
my crotch lately?
The only one that's the only one I remember from the Weird Al CD.
There's huge. I always like huge ass, and then hey, there is a huge ass. I'm huge ass. Now, if Simpsons was made today, you could probably get away with a Mike Hunt joke.
You know what?
Oh,
I mean, if Simpsons was made today, Homer would probably be like 400 pounds and immobile, and not just like from that one episode.
if only Simpsons had it mysteriously ended, like one episode into season 9.
Because
Yeah.
back when Simpsons started, like Homer's whatever his weight is was like considered comically obese.
Now he's just kind of like, eh.
Now it's just like, I mean, at least he can still walk and doesn't need somebody to bathe him.
Actually, if you want to look at the scale of how what we see as morbidly obese, you can actually use Peter Griffin to Homer as a scale because Peter is so much fatter. I can't
Yes,
believe.
but even he is capable of moving under his own power.
I just mean like even from that scale of like between those two.
I'm just saying, we have like my 600-pound life is the standard now.
Well, that's tragic, but on the other hand, you did it to yourselves.
Did we
Oh.
really?
Yes. Unless you're going to tell me the government came in and put fat in you. Not in you specifically, but the royal you,
I mean,
the
some
peasant
people
you.
would argue that.
But they're wrong.
Some people would argue they put corn syrup in everything because they need to subsidize the corn industry.
But also one. Sorry. But another thing that kind of got me a bit meh on Bayo 3. Don't really care for the new voice. It's like just should have had the old one back if you could. If you couldn't get her, then I guess. But I don't think that was the case.
I have no idea on anything with that.
I remember her I remember her responding to a tweet about something where it was like before the game, like the first trailer had come out, and she was alluding to the fact that she hadn't been brought back. But it was obviously very kind of not really saying anything, kind of reading between the lines kind of deal.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and also the main enemies, the homunculi, it just seemed very visually boring compared to the stuff we had in the first 2 games. So. Also, new character Viola. Like, I'm not opposed to more playable characters, but having a character whose name starts with V and they're wielding
and looks like Virgil.
well, it looks more like DMC5 Nero, but that's not much better. Looks and seemingly has the same role as Nero. Actually, doesn't seem to be doing them many favors because it's like, yeah, it was when you're like referencing the game that straight up doing like, look how DMC5 we are. It's like, we'll see though. Wait, is it me who died?
No.
No, I think it was Dan. Oh, he's back.
No, I've been here. I just was quiet.
Oh, you dropped.
No, I can hear everything.
Wait.
You dropped on my end for like a minute. I heard the.
That's weird.
I saw you go away. Yes.
That's weird because like I heard everything. Like I didn't hear any kind of like sounds or anything. Like of me dropping, I heard train just fine.
That's weird. Oh, Sabo, did you watch the Witch from Mercury trailer?
Yes, I did.
Doesn't it? Is it just me, or does it look a lot like Age, like visually, character design wise?
Yeah, it does. It does look a lot like Age. Hopefully, it's better than Age.
I don't think. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing.
I'm just happy it looks the mecha fights look relatively well animated.
It looks like because I was saying this to Train. It looks like the mechs are like traditionally animated. That of the CGI is actually just really good. Well,
Yeah,
traditionally animated. Oh, they are traditionally.
I think so.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, Gundam hasn't really switched to CGI mecha yet. Iron-Blooded Orphans also had, traditionally animated mecha when it bothered to actually have them do anything.
I guess when when you're basically just making shows as actual like toy commercials to sell Gunplas, you can justify the cost of actually animating one of those mechs.
Probably.
Versus if you're like, say, a smaller studio who basically hopes that this takes off.
Also, because it's a lot easier to blow up enemies when you're traditionally animated than CG.
True.
Because you can just come up with whatever, as opposed to like having to just make a CG model explode in certain ways. CGs are usually for like super robot shows these days because it doesn't require blowing up 10 enemies every episode.
Just the one big robot, just the one big monster usually.
Yes.
Oh, so yeah, Bayo 3. I'm glad it's coming out. I'm glad it's coming out soon, but part of me is also like, okay, can we actually get some news about Project GG though?
Project GG.
Yeah, it's like the game. It's the not Ultraman game they teased like 2 years ago. That is meant to be like the final part of the Hero trilogy.
Okay, this jet sucks. I bought a jet and just kind of fucked around with it, and its damage is just pitiful, and it just got shot down so fast. With with only the few maps we have, I was like, let me try one of these, and it was just shit. So let me just pull my Raptor out. No need to fuck around. That or just pull out Mihai's jet.
But yeah, I forgot what I was saying.
Sorry. You're talking about the GG project.
Oh, right, yeah. Project GG is their not Ultraman game they revealed like 2 years ago. And have been just as quiet on that. Well, just as quiet on that as they were on Bayo 3. Although Kamiya said that like they are moving into like,
I decided to take the Wyvern out.
Nice. But yeah, Kamiya said they are moving into like the sort of stages on that a while back. Well, back when they basically said, yes, there is going to be, yes, we are still working on these games. No, we don't have any news. Fuck off.
That sounds Kamiya.
Which is the Kamiya way to do things.
Speaking of games they're still working on, apparently Marvel's Avengers is not dead yet, and they're going to release a new character.
Considering they got bought, it's like now owned by a different company. That's kind of surprising. Because remember the Square sold them.
Yeah, Square sold pretty much most of their Western games because they're all into NFTs now.
Yeah, as soon as the market crashed, we made fun of this before. Square is so smart.
I know. It baffles me that people are convinced NFTs are a thing, or if they're just desperately
It's just
trying to
companies that are like desperate to like because they've all jumped into the pyramid scheme. They're so desperate to get their money back.
I was
I'm
gonna
gonna
say,
be like I don't know if they really think it's a good idea or if they know it's a scam, but they're hoping they can convince people it's not because they think they'll get a lot of good money out of it.
It's because they
Yeah.
want to make the money back they lost because they lost a ton of money. And the thing is, NFTs are people that know what NFTs are don't want them because they know what they are. And people who don't know what they are usually not tech savvy enough to know what the fuck it is, and they don't see any use for it. And it's not like something like, say, stupid shit like back in the day, like Beanie Babies, where it's a thing you can have in your hand.
Yeah.
oh, that's another thing. I don't know 100% if this is true because this was like more of a leaked thing. Apparently, Bayonetta 3 will have a cover that shit up mode, is how it was
Oh
described.
yeah, I saw a
To
thing
me.
of it.
Which I think is such a insane thing to have because it's like if you're playing Bayonetta, you know what you're getting in for.
I think it's more if you're playing it in the living room.
If you're playing it with other people around, it's to like be like, no, I'm not a perv. I'm
You,
playing it.
yeah,
just
but
for
why
Steve."
would you? Yeah, but why would you play it with other people around if you're that self-conscious about it?
Don't look at me.
I don't know. Some people
'Cause
are like
That's what.
some people are both self-conscious about that stuff, yet desperate enough to try and do it around other people.
It's just it's an insane thing because it seems to me it's the only people that would appeal to are people who aren't going to play the game anyway.
It's a harmless extra thing. It's not a big deal.
It's not
No.
a big deal. It's just such
Or
a
or,
weird-
or for like the occasional thing if like someone's parents come in and they're just like switch on cover it up mode. Like,
They don't want their parents to realize what they bought
Just-
for their kid.
just playing this tasteful game here, and mom. That's all.
Yeah, it's just cool action lady. Haha.
that doesn't work though because you have to like. I'm pretty sure it would be a setting you have to like put in, so you have to be like you have to have like crazy reflexes to pull that off.
Some
Be
people
far better to just let your parents find out. Hey, you bought a game. You bought a weird, quirky Japanese game. What did you think was gonna happen?
Like I said, it doesn't really matter either way. It's just
It's more-
a thing. Who cares?
Yeah. As I said, I don't necessarily care. I just find it of a weird stance to take, considering, yeah,
It's not
like
really a stance. It's just a thing.
who? Yeah, I guess. Oh well, but anyway.
I mean,
anyway,
a weird stance would be like someone trying to say that the Michael Bay Turtles movies are good.
I mean, the first one was watchable, from what I
The
remember,
first one was
having seen
the
it.
first one
once.
was the first one was watchable. The second one is entertaining in a oh god, it's so terrible way.
I never saw the second one, so
I guess it depends on how much you can tolerate the turtle lips.
Yeah. Or the second one is amusing if you're like, hey, Stephen Amell's trying very hard to salvage this movie and it's not working, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Steve. At least he looks happier doing that movie than he did on the last 3 seasons of Arrow.
give him the old Arrow season 4.
Well, Arrow season 4 because nobody will want to continue.
I like how Vince said that he was going to quit or he was going to take his leave on WWE, and then he's been in every episode since, from what I understand.
That sounds like yep, that's Vince.
What a terrible human being!
Yeah.
Why does he just do the entire world a favor and just go away?
He can't, because he's an evil human being, and they don't die. Evil never dies! I know they said evil dies tonight, but they lied.
Oh right, that shitty Halloween movie that I didn't watch, because why would I?
I don't know.
I watched the first. I watched the first one. I watched the second one. There were, the first one's one of those things of it's a lot better when you appreciate what it did, and versus like trying to judge it by modern standards. Because it's like it's one of those things of like, well, when you're looking at something that's old, and it's like and by standards tropey as fuck, and then trying to remember, oh right, yeah, this is what started all those tropes and cliches.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking,
But hey.
what's his face saying 100% survival rate? Have you played the later missions of this game? Oh wait, no, you haven't. Canonically, you haven't yet in this. because this missions take place in between missions.
Yes, we've gone back to the past to play the game that doesn't suck ass. Is AVGN still going?
Yes.
He is.
Oh.
He has a little more dignity than Doug Walker does, in that he only releases stuff once in a while when he actually has a good idea. But yes, he is.
Alright, Doug Walker is still alive.
Yeah.
Doug Walker is still alive. Doug Walker is going to be doing these reviews until he's dead. Because any attempt to branch out has met with failure.
Yeah. And as long as
Kind
he
of a-
just pumps content out, people keep watching it. So
Kind of amazed that people do watch it, all things considered.
honestly, I was surprised and I realized that he still brings in the views. Like, I was surprised, but it just goes to show you people will just probably keep watching. As long as you put out stuff consistently, people will keep watching.
As long as you
People are
put it.
Like, once
As
you
long
get to a
as you-
certain level of popularity, at least.
Yeah, I guess.
Including...
I just would have thought that.
You would have thought what? Sorry.
I just would have thought that he would have basically no abilities to grow an audience anymore.
It,
Given that all,
it could
given
just
that
be
all
the
the
same
things.
people, I don't know. But, like, that would require me to investigate that shit, and that's a lot more time than I'm willing to invest in anything Nostalgia Critic related. Like, I just looked at a curiosity, I was like, oh, he still brings in the view, that's crazy, and that was about as far as I went. Like, actually investigating if it's the same people watching or not, I don't know, that's... fuck that, man. I have better stupid things to do.
Ugh. Oh yeah, Saber, did you ever get around to watching the Ruby anime yet?
I did not know.
Ah.
I'm kind of
Well,
afraid
that's
to
talking.
now.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. Do I want to go back to better days?
What are better
Why not?
days?
And then it can only make your hate stronger.
That's true. It can only make my heart stronger. Well, I mean,
Then you can see.
their first 3 episodes are apparently just a mostly retelling of, like, the show back when it was good.
Yeah, that's what I understand about the anime.
Back when Monty was still alive. I was like, I don't know. Yeah, do I want to make my anger stronger?
Yes.
Yes. How can you truly be the villain if you aren't willing to make these sacrifices?
I mean, a lot of other people are certainly angry enough at Rooster Teeth these days.
Yeah, but you are the original. They
But
are
yours
the
is a
copycats.
yours is a righteous fury. Theirs comes from shallow sources.
It's true.
They care only for their own well-being. You, on the other hand,
No, they care.
You
They
have-
care for their money. That's why they're mad.
hey, like I said,
They're
careful.
They're mad because they're like, you tricked us into continuing to subscribe to your stupid service that has nothing on it anymore, in hopes that Ruby would be coming out this year, and that's why you didn't say anything. And they were like, no, that's silly.
Why would we do that?
Did it work?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people canceled their subscription, so apparently not. Once they actually had to admit, yeah, it's not coming out this year.
And what else do they have on there?
Nothing.
Oh.
Genlock!
Okay. They have like old. I don't think they've produced anything new like in a very long time, except for like podcasts and stuff. And they're actively nuking their own content because of what's his face.
Yeah, they've been
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that for a while, though.
Yeah, he's been nuked for
Like,
ages.
that's old news.
I know it's old news, but that was like a significant part of their Achievement Hunter backlog is like gone now because they don't want to see that guy's face anymore.
Well, I think it's more also they don't want to associate someone like that with the brand.
Like, I don't
But,
blame
yeah.
them, honestly.
Although probably the better option would be to just not nuke it and just quietly, in all your compilation stuff, not feature anything involving him.
That's what
As you build
a lot of other things like that do, is they just quietly pretend they don't exist.
Yeah. Suddenly it's, hey, this is our best friend, redacted.
Or they leave their videos up, but they just don't refer to them. They don't. have them in anything.
Technically, you can still go back and rewatch those videos, but they won't ever get like traction on like official clip channels or whatever.
Yeah, which that's honestly probably the smarter move to do.
Yeah, then people who are like, I can't believe you got rid of blank, can still go back and rewatch videos with blank. Before we found out that blank was dead and or disgraced.
Or both
That's what I said.
at the same
And
time.
or. Yeah, and or as in
The only one who's both dead and disgraced is Jew Wario.
Yes.
Yeah. Give it time. Give it time.
He was dead, and then he became disgraced.
Oh no, I can't believe we lost our good buddy, Jew
And then,
Wario.
then 2 years after he died, they're like, "Oh yeah, and he did all these horrible things."
It wasn't even
They
two. It
explained-
was a lot. It was a long time after he died that we learned.
It was all because that one prick, the guy who ran Channel Awesome, was like, oh yeah, you say we didn't do anything about this one dude? Well, here, that he showed the like fucking memo or whatever, but he didn't redact the name properly, so it just had a J on it. And it's like, J for Justin.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it could mean Joey.
I think Deslan the Joe Wheeler.
Hey, there are other Joeys.
Name one.
Joe from Fatal Fury.
He's a Joe, not a Joey. They're completely different.
Oh, they tried to nuke me. That's funny. Oh, Torres, you card, you.
You can be my wingman anytime, Torres.
Imagine you're Torres, you try to nuke me, and then on the radio I just respond with, "Oh, you!" Like, just imagine that, like, I'm so mad at this guy, I'm going to nuke him! Is he dead? Oh, Torres, you card!
That's just like Urkel Sonic cartoon.
Which one? There are two of them.
Is
3.
there- I thought he was only the Urkel Sonic in one of them.
He was in 3.
Oh, actually, he was in 3. That's right, he was in 3.
Oh,
No, like in all 3 Sonic cartoons that came out in the '90s, he was the voice of Sonic.
well, fair enough then. Oh, I never watched the other two.
He was just happy to not have to be in Family Matters anymore.
I think everyone else was happy he wasn't in Family Matters anymore.
He was
the
actually
most
really popular.
character on the show.
Yeah, he was super popular, to where he was originally just a bit character, and then he became a main character out of popularity.
Damn it,
No,
Urkel.
but he took over the show. The show went from this family's
The mom was the main character originally.
odd adventures. Yeah, the mom spun off of another show. It went from this family's odd adventures to their kooky neighbors' crazy science schemes. And
Wow.
she was mad about that.
So she should.
It's not like with Guy Williams on Lost in Space, where he was just like, "Oh, all right. You want to make the show about the kid, the doctor, and the robot? That's fine. I'll just sit here and collect my paycheck. I was Zorro. I don't care."
Well,
God. But yeah,
I guess
there was but he did the voice of Sonic in Sat AM, the Adventure Sonic the Hedgehog one with the funny Robotnik, and also Sonic Underground.
oh yeah, there was that Sonic Underground show.
Now you might be asking why.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna ask why.
Oh.
Would you do? Why would you do this?
My favorite part about that show is the fact that Urkel did the voice of all 3 of the hedgehogs, including the sister.
Yes,
Oof.
and it was pretty bad.
Well, I mean, sounds pretty bad.
It was.
Hmm.
Mission failed.
But hey,
Mission
Oh.
failed. What?
Oh no.
Wait, what the fuck? How did I fail the mission?
Uh-oh.
What in the seven hells? How did I fail the fucking mission?
Maybe you should have taken that nuke.
I have to do the whole goddamn thing again!
Uh-oh.
What the fuck is this
We thought it would
mission?
be we thought it would be a short recording.
Achieve the target score.
We thought it would be over, but it's not.
Maybe I didn't hit the target score or some shit?
Maybe. That's usually what gets me on these missions. Yeah, usually what happens on these missions. Pick a plane with lots of is it I see I was gonna that actually might be better off picking the Raptor because I think the Raptor has bombs. And bombs are like super good for these sort of like target mission or like get X amount of points in one attack missions.
Alright, let's just fucking grab another jet again. I thought this was gonna be a quick one. Fuck.
Oh no.
Never quick.
We talked about Thor 4, didn't we?
I know you said that you heard it wasn't very good. I don't really have much interest in watching because I never really cared for female Thor. So, didn't really...
I did find out that,
or, well, at least...
I can never remember.
I
can never remember.
I just still think Valkyrie would have been the logical choice, but, you know, whatever.
I mean, she's in.
Well, you know what I mean. If you're gonna do Femme Thor.
But, anyway, apparently, is it Taika Waititi is how you're meant to pronounce his name?
I think so, yes.
So apparently, Taika Waititi, decided to, him and I think Emma Thompson decided to, like, lambast the, effects team in, like, kind of the same week that a bunch of VFX artists under Marvel's employ made, like, sock accounts to basically bitch about the terrible working conditions they have to work under.
Yeah, because they basically are, like, under a constant, like, shitty crunch.
Yeah. Well, they're working on, like, how many of these fucking projects all at once?
Yeah. And they crank them out.
Hence why they're doing, like, the previs shit as well. Where they're having to, like, make random action scenes with, like, no context or anything like that on the basis that, well, in, like, 5 years' time when we make this movie, we might be able to find a use for them. So, yeah, there was, like, it was a thing of, like, Taika Waititi and Emma Thompson deciding that would be, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to punch down at those fucking cretins who are overworked and underpaid, who make our movies possible. And it's like, yeah, okay, I get it, like, you know, no one wants to admit their fault in anything, but it's like the last people you should really be taking swings at are the VFX people in the current industry.
Marvel is just not doing good lately.
Well, because like it's kind of there's nothing to build to now. It's like you've done the Avengers.
Well, it's not even that. It's like they're picking the absolute worst fights to pick.
Yeah.
And like people argue, it's like the Miss Marvel got the lowest ratings ever, and the director basically went on Twitter and it's like, it's because you people are all racist that you didn't want to watch my show.
I love Kamala, but they made a shitty version of Kamala, which is why I don't want to fucking watch it.
Yeah, basically.
They didn't make the character I like.
They're like, you to make the character, and people, and then there are some people that are like, nobody's ever liked Kamala. Like, why do you keep pushing this character?
No, people do like her.
Well,
the ones who were saying that were the one people were saying that those ones are the actual bigots, probably. But no, she's very popular. It's not like fucking Falcon that nobody fucking cares about.
So instead, they're like, oh, maybe if we make her a mutant.
At some point they're gonna pull that fucking trigger. You know it.
They did.
They did.
They did in the last episode. Yeah, they're like, there's something about your DNA. It's not whatever their explanation was for this. It's like, I think it's a mutation, and then right on cue the X-Men theme plays.
Fucking goddamn it!
Oh, okay.
I knew they were gonna eventually pull that trigger.
Here's the problem, though, is that when you basically have the MCU, where Doctor Doctor Strange can go to a wedding and everyone's like, hey, Doctor Strange, you're a cool guy, everyone likes you. And when you can have like Thor pose for selfies in the street and things like that, where basically everyone loves superheroes pretty much unconditionally. Like just having like, oh hey, there's just a bunch of people who just sort of randomly have superpowers. So then you kind of want people to go, oh no, fuck them, death camps for all of them.
Oh yeah, no, it's never made sense to me. We've talked about that before.
Oh yeah, we've said it before, but it makes especially less sense in MCU, where at least in like Marvel Comics, you can basically pretend it's somewhat easy to pretend that everyone is like their own separate continuity, except, and then like very occasionally, like Spider-Man will like fall through a wormhole and wind up in the X-Men's version of New York, or Wolverine will get split into like 400 different Universal doppelgangers so that he could be in everything, everywhere, all at once. As is the style.
So I made a joke where they were like, the X-Men team is the worst superhero team to deal with because you don't know who the fuck's gonna show up, because there's like new people all the time. There's all this like dumb shit, but there's always Wolverine. No matter what, if is it the future, Wolverine's there. Is it the past, Wolverine's there.
Hey, and these might not even be just on the X-Men. He might also be teaming up with the Avengers that day.
Right, we're going to split up into 3 teams, guys. Team A will consist of Iceman, Cyclops, Rogue, and Wolverine. Team 2 will consist of Colossus, Nightcrawler, and Wolverine. Wait a minute.
No, this checks out. It's one of those things where you do genuinely wonder, in order to get everywhere that he winds up going, do you think Wolverine stole some Doombots?
Maybe.
He just runs really fast.
Does LMD stand for Logan Model Decoy? Oh.
No,
well, I did all the bombing, so now I bombed the shit out of the Navy.
When he's on 3 teams, it's just like he's always late because he's like, no, I was just helping Team B doing something. Okay, what are we doing?
Well, I bombed the shit out of the Navy, so now I switched over to my anti-air multi-missiles.
Go for it.
Fuck it.
But yeah, as I said,
everything.
I think they'll really struggle to do X-Men now as their next thing. Partially because everyone will just think of the Fox X-Men stuff, but also because it's like, yeah, how do you really have Magneto and Xavier have been warring for years in absolute secrecy. They just never, and this never came up before, ever.
It's not like the first time they pulled that. No one to be honest.
It's not the first time any company has pulled that before.
We just never mentioned the whole mutant thing.
Like I said, this isn't the first time. I'm not saying it'll be well done. I'm just saying it's not the first time. I'm not even saying it'll be badly done. I'm just saying it's not the first time.
Who are you guys? Oh, we're the Gokaiger. Wait, what? Oh yeah, there's been 39 other Sentai teams before you. Oh right, there were. That stuff did happen. It's funny how I never thought about that until now.
Yeah.
That's literally how their team up in Suoju goes. You're just like, there's like 40 other teams in here, right? Oh, that's right, there were.
Well, hey. Ain't nothing wrong with there being like 39 other teams. It's not really in secret. It's like, well, they did their job. They saved the world. Well, what do you want?
Like they did their job. They saved the world. It's. Well, I think the question is more like, it's like, hey, there's been an evil alien faction that's been trying to defeat heroes and destroy the world annually for the last 40 years. Why is the whole country not a smoking pile of rubble at this point?
Very good. They just have a very efficient...
There's no time to rebuild because the instant they win next week, the next team pops up.
Hey, look, Tokyo's a very big place. You've just been luckily only been seeing the prefectures that haven't been destroyed so far.
Thank God.
It's one of those things. If you ever looked in the opposite direction, you would just see the carnage of trying to rebuild after the Zangiak or whatever they were called.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I know they're also threatening to do Fantastic Four, which is like I've already said is a terrible idea. Not because I don't love the Fantastic Four, obviously, but
because they'll never just do
because they'll just do
it
it.
the way he's supposed to.
Yeah, they'll just do it bad. We all know this. It's not something they can really just put the Iron Man formula into. But yeah, I just think part of it's like also, hey, Iron Man and Captain America are gone, and nobody gives a shit about Thor, and we can't do anything really actually solo Hulk related for some bizarre reason. And you know, there's only so many times you.
Don't worry, we'll just do She-Hulk poorly.
Yeah, I'm trying to forget about that.
I won't let you forget about that.
I've waited years for there to be like this on-screen She-Hulk, and now it's just not. And now, sad reality is setting in.
Well, see, your first mistake was that you used the monkey paw.
If I had a monkey paw, I wouldn't wish for a She-Hulk thing.
I'm gonna say your first mistake is what would you expect would happen?
Well, it would have been, you know, back in the olden days when, you know, superhero movies were coming out and they were starting to be good, and you're like, maybe all the characters I like could one day be on screen and it could be cool. And then certainly we got all the characters on screen, but it's just gone. It's ruined. Ruined forever. Man, I hope whatever Marvel Wiki exists has a Run Forever page. Oh, fuck! Oh, shit, I almost forgot. Dan, huge Spider-Man news. Have you heard?
No.
Guess who's back?
Morbin?
Back again.
Morbin?
It's award-winning comic book writer Dan Slott.
Oh, yeah! I did hear about this! Yes! My
He's
bus
back.
buddy's back! Ready to ruin Spider-Man again! Woohoo!
We will never fix Spider-Man ever. He will only ever be forever.
We will make
broken.
sure he is never correct!
Quesada has single-handedly ruined Spider-Man forever, and no one will ever stop this.
Because his vanguard, Dan Slott, will be there to make sure the tragedy continues forever!
I mean, I could have stopped it, but it would have required me being banned from New York for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's true.
Would that have been such a bad thing? You wouldn't have had to help your sister move.
That's true. I would have had an excuse not to
Yeah,
go.
just think, you're living in your worst timeline!
You've done it to yourself. Maybe that was it. Maybe if Saber had have punched Joe Quesada, we could have saved it. We could have saved the world.
If I had assaulted Joe Quesada back in the day, I could have saved everyone.
Now we'll never know. It's just... old you have to go back in time to stop you from not doing it. He'll, like, drug you, and then Weekend at Bernie's your unconscious body, so you punch Joe Quesada to try and fix the timeline. Oh. But yeah, Dan Slott's back to continue ruining Spider-Man. You know. It's just funny in the context of our repeated...
And I think last week too we talked about like how I fell off of comic books because they just keep doing the same stupid shit over and over again.
No, but Superior Spider-Man number one sold amazing because everyone was like, what a terrible idea. Oh, they can't possibly be doing that. Oh, they are doing that. Well, time to not follow this storyline. And then just like, oh, and also guess what? He's coming back with a whole new Spider-Man number one. We're doing that trick again. I fucking hate that shit. Of it's like, oh, no, but this time it's different. We're doing Spider-Man number one. It's like, no, you're not. Amazing Spider-Man number one already existed. You're not trolling anyone, you stupid cunt. Take a long walk off a short pier, please.
Nah, you might get lost on the way.
I'm hoping so. Lost in whatever toxic wasteland of water, you know, it's the Hudson these days. The Hudson's not been cleaned up, right?
No, not any more than usual.
Good. I basically
Especially-
just want.
Especially after a plane went down in it a decade ago.
Look, I just think that we should have it so that Dan Slott falls into the Hudson and he comes out looking like the mutated guy from RoboCop. That's my ideal timeline. Let's work on that. Maybe instead of living in the worst timeline, we should try and figure out a way to actually get to the good timeline so we can kill those goody two shoes versions of ourselves and steal their timeline for ourselves. Oh. But hey. When are we going to hear about a new Super Robot Wars anyway? It's been ages.
No, we just had one.
It was like a year ago.
Actually, that was. Yeah, it has been almost a year. I think it came out last
Just
September.
a year. Like, come on.
Yeah, but these games come out on like a yearly basis.
Yeah, these games come out on a yearly basis, except that they took like a year off to make 30, so they might be taking another year off.
To make 31.
Actually, I don't know. I wonder if there's been any updates.
It's like, we need to mine the content. You know, another 2-year-long playthrough, please.
I mean, we could just play 30 if we
True.
really need to mine the content.
We will be stuck here forever if we do 30.
I mean, that's like what you want, though.
Yeah, basically. Oh, I'm going to be stuck in this eternal prison. I want everyone else to suffer with me.
Now there's no news.
Oh. Oh no. Well, I guess we'll just have to...
Even Sugita hasn't said anything.
Well...
I guess they're probably waiting till their next big event for whatever.
Well, maybe they're waiting for Witch of Mercury to put that in.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't had a game with Iron-Blooded Orphans yet as anything but DLC.
Meh.
Yeah, but they also haven't had a game with Age in it as anything else put.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No, Age was in one of the 3DS games.
Oh.
Oh, did this count, though?
Yeah, they count like the handheld games did.
Yeah, but it's funnier if we say it
Yeah,
doesn't
there were
count.
some good handheld. But there were some good handheld games, like J.
Like J and W.
Yeah, but it's funnier if we say that one specifically doesn't count.
Also, that one was actually pretty good, so...
Yeah, but it's funnier this way.
And Z was it? Oh wait, no, Z2 was was handheld.
Bless you.
But it tried. Z2 sucked.
I mean, Z2 was handheld by virtue of being on the PSP because they had to downgrade it because they couldn't use the PS2 anymore. But you know, that's how it goes.
Yeah, PS2 had been like off market for like 3 years at that point.
And they weren't ready to move to HD, so they had. To go for
here
PSP.
come the twins again.
Oh no, it's Jesse and James.
Team Rocket blasting off the speed of light.
I mean, I always like how they say surrender now, prepare to fight, as if like they've ever been a credible threat. As if it's like, oh no, I would hate to have to fight you, idiots.
I guess they were a credible threat, like in the first episode.
There was
Yeah,
one
it's
season where they suddenly were a threat again, but that didn't last very long.
Yeah, to piss baby Ash, who was like being chased off by a fucking Pidgey.
There's like one episode. There's like for half a season they wear like black shirts and they're suddenly like actually effective, and then you know they go back to their usual dynamic.
Actually, I was wrong. It was the second episode because they weren't in the first episode.
Mm. Man. Oh,
Ah, damn it! I'm gonna explode.
he exploded.
Yeah, I exploded.
Well, thankfully the checkpoint should be relatively...
Yeah, it should be right there. It's that fucking homing missile got me because I didn't see it, and it's fucking with your tracking right now, and I don't have my multi-missiles right now because I switched back to bombing right before they showed up on accident. Well, not on accident, because I thought I lost track of time, basically.
Man. Just a slow week apart from all the stuff we already covered.
Pretty much, yeah. Not much happened.
Yeah. And I can't even say, we're making progress on replacing Boris, because now because they're too busy voting on who should be the next party leader. I guess mildly amusing, the former Chancellor of the Exchequer, which is the Treasury for you guys, is in the running, and his campaign is basically, man, the economy sure is fucked, I'm going to fix it. And it's like, you were in charge of the economy until like a week ago. What you're doing is insulting yourself, moron.
Yeah, but now I'm really gonna fix it.
Oh, I was only pretending when I had the job of being the chief financial or overseer of the nation. Fucking
Totally pretending
idiot.
to be stupid.
Oh, it's not pretending. So, mildly amusing tidbit, I guess, if we're going to talk about good old Rishi Sunak, Fishy Rishi as he's been called these days. So, way back in lockdown, at Christmas, I think it was like Christmas 2021. No, it's 2020 actually. They decided that that even though they'd lifted some restrictions, they were going to put London back into lockdown because cases in London were getting out of control again. As was always the case of, hey, let's lift restrictions. Oh, and everyone's getting COVID again. Let's re-lock down again rather than do this sensibly. But anyway, so they decided they were going to lock down London, and mysteriously, like an hour before the announcement,
Oh, god damn it!
good old
I hate these fucking homing missiles they put in. They're fucking annoying. If I had the multi-missile, it wouldn't be as bad, but I don't have that luxury. Oh, this mission's pissing me off.
Fair. Oh. But so yeah, how is the fridge, Sabo? That good, huh?
F. Sabo also died.
No, I wanted to hear about his fridge. I have been actually playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 finally. I've got past where I was before, and I'm more into the meat of the game, and it's enjoyable. But I think the reason why I fell off it is it's just overloaded with fucking mechanics.
Wait a minute. Oh, no, shit. Hold on. I do have the multi-missile. Fuck you.
Like, damn, it's just every step, it's like this tutorial just to explain, like, this whole other aspect of the fucking game, and it's like, oh, I can't keep track of half of this shit, I'm just gonna wing it and see what happens. It's like, oh, they introduced the whole blade thing, and it's like, oh, okay, so you have to, like, SMT, persona it, and get, like, all your fit, and, like, try and, like, with a bit more RNG to it, which is always fun. In that you get blades with different abilities and attributes. Fun. Okay, I get that. And then immediately after that, it's like, oh, and by the way, here's this robot girl who is only on this one character, and also he can't gain any blades, and he can't do anything. And she has her own different fucking mechanics to deal with. And it's like, Christ, just keep it simple, guys.
Never simple.
Yeah, it is. That's probably why I fell off where I did last time I was playing it, or when I tried playing it the first time, just because it's just overloaded. And there's just like 14 million side quests, but they're just like so weirdly like spaced out, where you'll just get like a town that's like, oh, you have to do about 400 different things. Oh, but Into the Breach is getting a free update on Monday, or the 19th, which I am happy with. I like Into the Breach. It's like my favorite roguelike.
Oh, god damn it, not again.
It's getting like whole new mechs and enemy types and new weapons. That's gonna be fun. And as I said, it's all free. Hooray!
Well, I got one of them again.
You know, I'm kind of surprised we've not had Xenoverse 2 DLC.
That time I killed Rage first.
Nice. Yeah, I was actually going to say, I'm kind of surprised we've not had, like, announced Xenoverse 2 DLC for the new movie yet. If they're finally actually working on Xenoverse 3.
Oh, god, that hurt. Got him!
Hooray!
They basically just flew straight like an idiot, and I just fired a missile and then just sat with the machine guns on them. Until she fucking died.
Hooray, you defeated Rage. I can't remember. Oh, Scream and Rage, that was it.
Yeah, Screaming Rage.
Which, once again, to draw the Metal Gear Solid parallels, is also the code names of two bosses from MGS4.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying, Ace Combat 7 is basically a fix-fic for MGS4.
Really is. Better MGS4. The MGS4 we didn't deserve, but we needed.
Like I said, I just said it was a fix-fic.
It's okay, if you said that to Kojima, he would get very mad at you.
Probably. Probably still a lot of things Kojima would get mad.
Like
But
saying,
very-
like saying that Death Stranding makes no goddamn sense and is a mess.
I mean, I would just say it's more important than that. It's just it's like a fine gameplay loop, but it's ruined by its beginning and its ending. So when you're just doing deliveries and exploring the world, that shit's fine, you know.
You know what's fucked up? This took an hour to do, so I think the missions are a lot longer than I thought they're supposed to be.
Well, hey, more content.
Because I just looked at how long, and I was like, god damn it. So I guess the
Get
next
on
one's
that-
going to be really short, not this one.
Unless it isn't.
Unless.
Get on that content grind.
We've acquired important intel for the mission.
We'll find out. Let's see how many times I explode in that mission and have to redo parts of it.
Long-range anti-air
I guess we'll see you next mission.
Well, I mean, there's still a cutscene going.
energy output
Oh.
of the railgun is 500 megajoules at least.
Oh, actually, speaking of Kojima, though, there was that I can't remember which magazine it was, wrongly used a picture of Kojima, and now Kojima is going to sue them.
Oh, right, because someone put a photo of Kojima for the whole Shinzo Abe getting shot.
Yeah.
Wait, did we talk about that?
No, because it happened. And we were done recording, and it was like the next
Yeah.
day he got shot.
Yeah. And it was like, huh, they're shot by a homemade gun. That is commitment to killing a guy.
Yeah. Also, people were making weird conspiracy theories. They're like, I'm forgetting his name, the Yu-Gi-Oh creator, because I'm fucking dumb.
Takahashi.
Because Takahashi, it was an outspoken Abe critic, and then Takahashi dies. Next day, Abe dies. People were doing that. Some were joking.
Look, let's just say that he didn't stand a ghost of a chance.
I'd say it's time to leave, but the cutscene's still going, and that's the joke from the last playthrough.
Yeah, we never came up with a new joke for this one.
Yeah.
Just okay. Here's what you do, right? You just put dog.jpg over everything. Distract people from the horrible things we say with dog.jpg.
Just dog. That's how you distract. You can say terrible things like let's gas the space noids.
No, it was Gas the Moogles.
Oh yeah.
Correct term is terrorist.
I forgot.
Actually,
That's it.
actually-
I forgot. It wasn't videos you're talking about. You want to gas the Moogles.
I mean, I think it might have been worse than that because it might have been. I even said, I just don't think Moogles should share a drinking fountain with me.
You did say that. You said they
Oh, I
weren't
love-
people and all kinds of shit.
Well, they're not people, they're Moogles.
God.
Yeah, just put dog.jpg over the basically put dog.jpg every time
Well-
I say something that will cancel us.
According to the game, it's 23 minutes, at least my time, when I beat the level. But then again,
I also died like 3 times, so
yeah,
and it doesn't factor in like death runs.
true.
And I think will probably fail at least once on not as a slight against you, but I think like Alucard just has gimmicky shit.
Also, it's now you don't have to believe me, but I did not die like when I ran these on my own, like just playing.
I'm sure you didn't. I'm sure you didn't. But bearing in mind now you're playing and you're listening to us talk bullshit.
And also talking bullshit.
Yeah, it's very distracting, and not everyone can just enter Ultra Instinct mode
Did it.
and play better when they don't think like I do. I've literally had it where I've played like Smash or I played like other games with people, and when I play like normally I'm like average, slightly above average, whatever, and I just like get really engrossed in the conversation and suddenly become an untouchable fucking god. And was like, "Oh my god, Train, what the fuck? Calm down!" I'm like,
And
"What?"
The music starts playing.
And then I look back and it's like, "Oh, I like 3-stocked him, huh?"
I won. I can do that in some games. Anyway, it's that's it.
Dog.jpg, go.
The dog.jpg. I won't edit, and it's not gonna.
I wanted it to be the new Whizzer. Dog.jpg whizzed on the carpet.